what do you say to people who believe that it's a huge risk in investing in a stock market?
And our markets are governed by two human emotions, fear and greed. So don't let fear overwhelm you, and let not greed, also overwhelm you. So be reasonable in your expectations, and I think that's what I think, that we should invest. If I have even 5 paise, it's all from trading. I earn from trade because I had no capital and I don't manage anybody's money except my wife's money.
How long will this bull market last, in your opinion?
I think it lasts the next 2 decades. But this is a market, as I see it, and I reserve the right to be wrong, the one which was in America, like from 1987, I think it's still continuing. People are underestimating India, ma'am.
What do you want to tell the Indian investors? Should they be investing in Indian stocks, or should they look out?
Well, I'm always advising them to invest in India.
Right.
When people ask me why do you invest abroad, I say when the food at home is so good,
yes,
why eat outside?
I love that saying. That is wonderful.
Investors being investors, they will come when it is rising at great speed.
Right.
So, but I advise people, you must put some part of your wealth into Indian equity.
Right.
So what advice would you give to say someone like me? Suppose I wanted to invest on my own for the first time. I'm sure my dad's handing that to me right now. But
no, what advice I would give you is that you should put up a certain amount of money every month, which you invest in the markets in a systematic investment plan, regardless of whatever the level of the markets. Because I think this bull market in India is not going to get finished. There could be corrections for the next 30-40 years.
Has there ever been a moment for you where you have seen a terrible crash or a terrible low?
Well, I've seen crashes and I've seen lows. I'm not afraid to make a mistake. I only want to make one which I can afford, so I can live to make another one. So if I have made a mistake, a market is reacted, of course I do feel perturbed for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. But then what now? Naya gali, naya dao. I want to learn from every mistake. So don't say you're not responsible, right? Accept it, learn from it, and move. Your success and failure is not entirely yours.
Yes.
Others contribute so much to it.
You think working in the stock market, is that gambling?
I have the guts to believe the conviction. I don't know, I've never done, I'm from a middle class family, I've never done a job in my life. Don't believe Rakesh Jhunjhunwala is Rakesh Jhunjhunwala because he's Rakesh Jhunjhunwala. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala is Rakesh Jhunjhunwala because God has chosen him to be Rakesh Jhunjhunwala.
Absolutely.
Because all attitudes are transient and temporary. It may be there today, it may not be there tomorrow.
Absolutely.
You have to lose many a battle to win over. When you lose a battle, learn from it, move on.
Yeah.
And you have to accept that loss and move on in life.
I really like the approach that you take towards the stock market. You're challenging it constantly in your head and in your mind.
I'm getting challenged. It's an ego battle. R.K. Lakshman said it's the difference of opinion which makes the stock market interesting.
Correct.
For every buyer there's a seller, for every seller there's a buyer.
Correct.
So I would like to know, has my opinion going to be right or going to be absolutely anything about the stock market? There is one golden rule, that there are no rules.
Yeah.
And when history changes, everything changes.
Do you think that actually the stock market is like the way it's projected to be?
The stock market is a requirement of this country.
Yeah.
Right? And see, just as in any field there are manipulators, there are good people.
Right.
It's a place where people have to save money. It's a medium it's a medium by which money goes from savers to you.
Yeah.
And I will personally advise you that you should invest a good amount of your money in this.